Fire is extremely important in human life. It plays a crucial role in our lifestyle, technology, and the development of our civilization. Well, hello everyone, my name is Ayan. So today I'm with you with another new topic. So today my topic is about fire. So let's start our today's topic. Some uses of fire. Now I'm going to describe with you. First of all is food preparation. Well, fire makes our food delicious and also much more safer to eat. In raw food there may have germs in it, and fire help us to kill the germs and make it safer for us to eat. You know, even though nowadays people are habituated in having cooked foods, they like having cooked foods. Fire provides us a source of heat in the cold weather. Well, you know, especially those who live in the extreme cold region where the temperature is always minus degrees Celsius, their life couldn't be imagined without fire. They have a fire pit in their house. They put oil, wood, and then let it up on fire, by which their room become much more warm, and also they could make themselves cozy. Fire could be also used as a source of light. Well, in ancient time there was no electricity at the time. People used fire as the source of light, but as you know that nowadays almost all over the world there is electricity, but there may have very few places where there is no electricity, and people over there nowadays also use light as their fire as their source of light. you know if anyone go to any adventure, want any adventure trip, and if they don't have any light, then they could use fire as the source of light. Fire is also used in industry and technology. Well, fire is used to melt pot, to melt silver, gold, metal, iron, and some other things, to make different kind of things like cooking pots, or house materials, house making material like windows, rods, and many other kind of thing could be made it out of melting such kind of thing. Well, fire could be also used as protection. Especially those who live in forest or upper hills, there may have many hazardous and harmful animals surrounding them. If they light up a fire, then they couldn't attack them because hazardous and harmful animals are scared of fire. With a little carelessness, fire can cause us irreparable harm. With a little act of carelessness, fire has the potential to have immense and long-lasting damage. Not only on our life, but also on different kind of things. If anything is harmed by fire, then it is really impossible to repair or recover that thing. you know that if anyone play with fire or make fun with fire, it could lead loss of their lives. Like whenever we think of a fire, we think of the fire in we think of the fire. We think whenever we think of the fire, we think of the devastating fire in United States. The devastating fire in the United States that caused a huge damage, and there may have many factors including. And if you try to find out some major factors, there are many reasons, such as climate change leading to dry air condition, human activities in a flammable area, there may be poor land management system, lighting sparks of power lines, lightening the sky, discarded cigarettes, its presence of available fuel like dry leaf and vegetation, and many other kind of things, all contributing to such kind of rapid fire spread. Well, that has a significant damage, and I am gonna describe about some key points about this devastating fire of the USA. So, my first point is climate change impact. The climate change have a huge impact. Climate change have a large impact because as the global climate is changing day by day, as the global temperature is rising day by day. So there may be some water scarcity. There may be water scarcity, which may be a problem. Which may be a great problem, and as you know that the patterns of precipitation make the dry season much more longer. So each and everything is drying, like dry leaves, dry branches of the trees, and some other kind of dry vegetation. And in a forest are turning in tinder. Forests are nowadays turning into tinder boxes of fire. You know, such kind of each and every dry vegetation seems like an oven of fire. Seems like an oven of fire. Human ignition sources. Well, you know that for such kind of wildfire, humans are largely responsible. Or because are largely responsible. Each and every wildfire is the result of their irresponsibility. You know, what kind of irresponsible work does they do? Well, there are some smokers who smoke cigarette and then discard their cigarette here, there, and everywhere. Also, on the dry leaf in the forest, that may cause a devastating, that may have a devastating impact. Besides, they also make campfire here, then, and everywhere from their enjoyment. Right. And thirdly, they also do unattended machinery operation. Unattended machinery operation. You know, if there's an electric spark, then it may cause a huge damage. Urban development and wildland interfaces. Well, as you know that urban areas are increasing gradually day by day, and urban areas are interfacing to wildland near forest. Forest nowadays it seems like wildland urban interfaces. People are making their dwellings near forest, in the forest or up a hill. They are making their habitation, but they are not care when they are not care when they are not careful when they have fire, when they lit up a fire when they lit up a fire. And you know that especially those who live in wildland urban interfaces, they have to be extra careful. They have to be extra careful with different things related to with fire. Different things related with fire like gas cylinder, or electric sparks, electric line, discarded cigarette, and many other kind of thing. They have to be careful with things related with fire. Fuel accumulation. As you know, almost here, there, and everywhere there is a fuel accumulation, and there is in the forest, especially in the forest, you could see that like these dry leaves are scattered here, there, and everywhere. Where and there is somewhere there is also a excessive pile of dry leaves, dry branches of the trees, and some kind of other vegetation, and if you know what, even a little spark could cause a huge fire. A fire. In the forest there is ample fuel that could cause huge rapid fire spread. The government need to clean. The government need to clean. Need to try to clean this. Clean these. Clean this kind of dry leaves and some other kind of dry vegetation. Well, fire also depends on wind pattern. Well, if there is a strong wind like the Santa Ana wind in California, such kind of extreme wind could spread flammable things real easily and could also spread flame. Inadequate fire suppression system. Well, the government may have inadequate fire suppression materials. The government need to add some much more fire suppression materials, by which is the government could easily suppress the fire. Public awareness. Well, do you think public are aware? Well, no, public are not aware nowadays with what they are doing, and they are careful. They are not careful with fire. They are not careful with fire. Fire. They are not aware with fire, but when they are the victim of such kind of wildfire, then they, but at that time when they are the victim of such kind of fire, at that time they have nothing to do. They couldn't do any kind of thing. Topography. Well, if in steep terrain, and if fire is caused in challenging and steep terrain, then it would have a huge problem. It would create a huge problem. The recent wildfire in California that has a huge significant impact on human life. And you know that California is really a affluent area. So many people live there, and you know the destruction of homes, many houses are destroyed and destructed. Approximately over 5,000 dwellings are destroyed, and many land are destroyed with fire. Are destroyed with fire. So many people now have to live rent, or some people have to spend their time under the sky, near any building or somewhere. In California, there is an housing shortage, so many people have to live rent. So many people have to live rent, and the rental prices are increasing day by day as there is a housing shortage. The and the rental price is increasing up to 300%. Well, the well, many people are now homeless. Many people are now homeless. The government is being criticized because the government could only rescue them but couldn't rescue their asset and their home. And as you know, approximately over 5,000 homes are destroyed and damaged, and many land are also damaged. So the government have to think about, the government have to again rethink that how to suppress the fire really easily without huge damage. Without huge damage. You know that if the government invests some money one AI feature, of one AI feature and also some modern gadget, then the government could find different kind of things such as smoke detector, fire detector, or drone monitoring, satellite monitoring, and some other and many other kind of things. And that could detect even a small fire. That could detect even a small fire. And could easily send signals to the government and the fire brigade, by which the fire brigade could easily suppress the fire without huge damage. Efficient forest management system. You know, there may have inefficient forest management system, and mismanagement have exacerbated wildfires. Wildfires. That in the forest, if there is it's a small spark, then it may cause us a huge fire. Efficient forest management system. Well, there may have inefficient forest management system, and mismanagement have exacerbated wildfires. Even a little spark could cause a huge fire. So the forest management have to be much more careful, and should work attentively. Climate change adaptation. Well, as you know that as you know that it is the drier season, and the global temperature is rising day by day. It has a far-reaching consequence in the environment in California. So, so the government and the common people have to, so the government and the common people have to adapt with the climate, and you know that there as it is the dry season, there may have water scarcity. That may be also a huge problem. That may also be a huge problem. In coordination issues, there is also coordination issues. the fire brigade, budget providing agency, and the government and some other government institutions, um, and some other government institutions need to coordinate with each other, and all of them need to try to stop the fire. Need to try to stop the fire. Another type of accident called extensive damage. Well, fire and any type of fire-related accident, people need to be much more aware, and also need to be and also need to take quick steps. Don't try to play with fire. This is especially for children. That's all for today. Meet everyone. Stay well and stay safe. Bye. Meet you next time in my next another video.